Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
What's happening, beautiful people? Good day, good morning, good afternoon. Do you know why the bicycle fell over? Because it was too tired. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are. Let me know how you're doing in the comments box below, guys. And if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. We start the broadcast today with the breaking news, everyone. Bitcoin is trading at almost $65,000, just minutes ahead of the Silicon Valley giant and one of the biggest crypto exchanges, Coinbase, having its debut on the Nasdaq exchange. Nasdaq gave Coinbase a reference price of $250 a share yesterday, which values it at over $65 billion US. Some bulls are projecting a valuation of $100 billion or better, which would make it bigger than a number of US exchanges, including the Intercontinental ICE, Nasdaq, CME Group, and the CBOE Global Markets. Coinbase, whose users primarily deal in Bitcoin and Ethereum, reported last week that its revenue soared 847% in the first quarter to $1.8 billion, and that it now has 55 million verified users. Is this the listing of the century, guys? What should we expect from the crypto world from now on are just a couple of the questions we have today. More about this topic in just a minute with my very special guest for today, Mr. Chris Thomas, Head of Digital Assets at Swissquote Bank. What should we expect from the crypto markets from now on? Coming up. Right, big welcome, everyone. And as promised, we have Chris Thomas at Swissquote Bank, Head of Digital Assets. Good afternoon, Chris. How are you?
Andrew, pleasure to be here again. I'm very well, thank you.
Pleasure to have you on board, Chris, every single time you get the chance. Now, I see a huge smile on your face today, Chris. Do you own a lot of Bitcoin?
I can't possibly disclose that on live TV, right?
I know, but your smile says $65,000 for Bitcoin a few minutes ago, Chris. Impressive, amazing. I'd say a bit crazy what's happening with the markets. Right. Do you think we could see Bitcoin reaching 100K this month or very, very soon, Chris, considering the latest performance?
I think 100K this month is a bit ambitious. I think that we will absolutely see 100K, but as you know, that I don't like to give spot-on predictions. But what I will say is that yes, we are definitely still moving forward. We saw, I think when we spoke about 4 weeks ago, I'd taken off a little bit of my position at 59,000. The market came back, and from then it actually built, and it had far more energy at 59,000 again. That's why we went through the 60,000 limit last week, and we've been able to stay above there. So we're moving in the right direction. We don't have a huge amount of, we need some more news stories. The Coinbase one today is obviously very important. That does help us, but we need continuous new news, because I don't feel the institutions are getting involved or wanting to get involved as much at this level. So it is being driven primarily by retail flow.
All right. So you say it's plausible, yeah, that we might see the 100,000 mark hit fairly soon. Okay. And the question is,
I would say is within the next year or so. Absolutely, yes. I don't want to see it in the next month. If we see it in the next month, we'll get a crazy crash. We've got to go little by little.
Exactly. This would have been my next question. So let's presume, this 100,000 mark happens fairly soon, in a month or 2 or 3. And then what, Chris? Is it normal to think that this virtual asset that is still missing regulation, and let's say global acceptance, to keep going up in price just like that? Where is it going to stop, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very fair question, because we are now seeing that more and more banks globally are coming online. Why? Because their clients are demanding it. So that means high net worth clients for private banks, or retail clients for more traditional banks that we're all aware of. So all of these banks have to adapt. They still haven't adapted, but they have to adapt and get this technology in place and understand the infrastructure and regulations and how everything impacts their balance sheets, so they can then offer to their customers. So there's still a huge untapped market from that point of view.
Exactly. Yesterday, for example, I shared in the broadcast 2 articles. Some analysts were saying that Bitcoin might be in a bubble again, which I am tempted to think as well. Others were saying that it might go as high as 500,000. Do you think Bitcoin's price and rally today is organic, Chris?
Yes, I do. I think the way we have, as I said a few minutes ago, the way we've behaved and moved forward in a more kind of steady, a bit more energetic way than the lackluster wave last month or so. I think it's going to keep moving forward. We do need the new drivers to come into the market, and something, it can't be Elon Musk tweeting again. There has to be some other big angle which allows us to break forward again. Perhaps, maybe that's going to be regulation or something.
Exactly. And I'm afraid of that moment. When that moment comes, Chris, what do you think will happen with the crypto, with the price of Bitcoin? Let's put it that way. Will it shoot up or down when the regulation comes out?
Well, the thing is, regulation will give us more structure, and it also closes that loop of uncertainty. So we have more certainty around how the world will look. That then allows more institutions to come into the market, because they've got that certainty and they know how to structure their banks to be able to deal with it, as well as actually on the corporate side where they want to get involved. So on that side, absolutely, regulation is positive. It also gets rid of any nefarious actors, or it reduces again the nefarious behaviors in the ecosystem. And then hence, because of all of this positive effect, it will then allow further retail to get into the market. So it should be positive. There's always some people who will say it's negative.
Exactly. I'm one of them. I'm a strong believer that when the regulation comes out, it's like now kids are having fun and the parents are not home. But what happens when the parents are home? Usually,
you have to hide all the chocolate you've been eating.
Exactly. So now it's like a schoolyard. But anyway, let's see what's going to happen. Question: have you ever seen in your career an asset to perform like Bitcoin, Chris? What could you compare it to? It's the most aggressive asset I have ever seen in my 10 years on the market.
But that's it. It's not comparable. We're going through this massive disruption cycle, of which Bitcoin is one of the leading indicators. It's not just crypto, it's artificial intelligence, it's the different health world as well. All of these things are changing, and it's leaving behind the traditional worlds. So that's such a key thing. So yeah, Bitcoin is probably the thing that we're most aware of, and what clearly you and I are focusing on in this stage. It's the disruption beyond what we've ever seen before.
There is another interesting one which takes the second place after Bitcoin, which is Ethereum, which now, as we speak, on the B-Box exchange is trading at $2,383. Tremendous performance for Ethereum. There were talks about Ethereum, what was it, 2.0, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Right, yeah, and that's still in the works. I'm still not sure there's been a date decided, but that'll be here very soon. And with that allows people to be able to stake on the network, and
many people were
thus gain interest.
True. Many people were complaining a couple of months ago that the gas fees, on Ethereum are sky high. They went up to $50 per transaction in some cases. So everyone was waiting for the Ethereum 2.0 to come out, and hopefully they're going to have less fees.
And that's still the case. I've done some DeFi trades recently, and you do see absolutely huge gas fees that mean that you should not be transacting a few $100s, a few $1,000s. You have to look at larger transactions because of the percentage. Because of that fee becomes a smaller percentage. If you transact a couple of $100 every time, then that fee becomes, who knows, 5, 10, 15, 20% of your transaction, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And that's not what cryptocurrencies are here for. The good thing is there's a lot of competing blockchains out there that are a bit behind, but they're really starting to catch up, and their fee structures are super, super cheap, and they're very, very strong. So they have a real chance, especially in the DeFi space, of taking competing against Ethereum.
Right. Okay. Now let's get back to Coinbase for a second, because today is a historic day, is a huge, huge day for Coinbase, for NASDAQ, for the entire crypto sphere, crypto spectrum. Its valuation at the listing is $250, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Will Coinbase be available for retail trading today, Chris, or just the listing?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as I'm aware, you can start trading it. The interesting thing is that I think $250 is miles away from what it should be trading at. So wow. I think, as it should be live by now, I think we are going to be significantly higher than 250. If you look at the crypto markets, for example, on FTX, we're suggesting that the dollar price could be $598 about an hour ago when I last looked. So 250 up to 598. I think both of these are completely mispriced, somewhere in the middle, but towards $500. That's where I think we will probably trade today. So i.e. the NASDAQ have got it wrong, and I think we'll probably see 100% upside on the day. And
I'm not disputing that. You know what's funny? Coinbase, which is related, it's linked to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, didn't even get listed, and it's already expensive to buy.
It's absolutely crazy, but when you bring it back, there's several reasons, and we can just explore this very quickly, because on one side, you've got the euphoria of the crypto community. Everyone's going, brilliant, that's us now in the mainstream. That's going to attract even more branding, more recognition of what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are. You've also got the other side, the traditional markets, where frankly, some investment bankers are still behind the curve. Some of them still don't understand what even a Bitcoin is. But the fact is that Bitcoin and all of these things are going to disrupt the traditional banks. They are already disrupting, and those disruptions will be very significant in just a few years. So these people are so far behind the curve. But yeah, I think the mentality in the traditional world, if Coinbase is trading near 500, I think they'll see that as a huge selling opportunity. So therefore, I suspect there'll be strong selling volume into that probably later today, and certainly over the next few days, bringing it back down to a more normal level. But yeah, it's a great thing for the crypto community to bring on such a well-known asset into the traditional ecosystems.
Without a doubt. So your estimate, let's say rough estimate for Coinbase share price after the listing, you said it might go up to 500 or a bit more.
Yeah, I think about 500 would be where it should peak out.
Right. And you also mentioned, a thing that I know and you know that always happens after listings. And I'm going to compare it with another one. Let's say Beyond Meat. Okay. This is Beyond Meat on a weekly chart.
Yeah.
Okay. What I want people to see and understand, is what happens at a listing, of an asset. Okay. So look what happened with Beyond Meat. Okay, after the listing, and look what happened with Beyond Meat a few weeks later. Okay, these are the selling opportunities you were talking about, and the massive sell-off that might happen after all this hype, all this madness about Coinbase listing. Does that sound fair enough?
It sounds very reasonable, absolutely. And as we can see, that is obviously over a period of maybe 2 months, 3 months. I suspect it'll be a shorter time frame for Coinbase. The interesting thing as well, which the traditional press, there was a very interesting article maybe last Wednesday in the FT, Financial Times in Europe, obviously, who had pointed out that some of the departments within Coinbase are not actually, if this was a traditional investment bank or regulated bank, these departments could not operate. So because they are effectively offering the market making service, could be classed as front running. So there's some of the higher margin business for Coinbase may not actually exist or will have to change in the next weeks and months. Or maybe they have to split it off to some unregulated setup. I don't know. I'm sure they're absolutely aware of it. But what it means is these huge revenues that we saw from their Q1, what was it? I can't remember, $1.8 billion or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. 1.8
very,
billion.
very substantial. That might not be the case in a couple of months, a couple of quarters' time, unless they get even more customers. They might have to scale back some of these revenue centers. So that might also have quite a significant impact on the pricing.
Yes, let's have a quick look. Talking about that, let's have a quick look at Coinbase performance. From the first quarter 2019, first quarter 2020. It was decent. It was there or thereabouts. And look what happened in the first quarter of 2021. It's mind-blowing. That's why I was asking you earlier on, does this look organic? All this madness, all this hype that happens in the crypto sphere lately. And to look at their revenues, there we go. That's the recent growth. Again, quarter 1, 2019, quarter 1, 2020, and quarter 1, 2021. Okay, we see the monthly transacting users, skyrocketing. Okay, almost 60 million verified users. It's mind-blowing what's happening.
And to add to that, these points that you've pointed out here, it's the exact same layout for every single bank and platform that offers crypto. They're all seeing that exponential growth in clients coming onboarding, wanting to then deposit fiat assets usually and start trading. And you're seeing that pattern of behavior across every financial services company that's already in crypto, which is why all the others are now wanting to come into crypto as well.
Right. And now check this one out. Very, very interesting. Mark DeCamber at Market Watch said, right, that said, investing in Coinbase is not for the faint of heart, as the business and the stock will likely see dramatic, potentially protracted swings. Moffett Nathanson Ellis writes. It's risky. It's very risky, very expensive. And if you're caught on the wrong side of the trade, that's it. You're wiped out.
The interesting thing, it will start trading in a similar fashion to Bitcoin. So i.e., if Bitcoin sold off 50%, we would see very aggressive sell-off in Coinbase. But that shouldn't happen, because if Bitcoin sells off, then on Coinbase system, people will be selling orders. So they're actually transacting. So the transaction fees are actually increasing for Coinbase, but it's just the natural psychology, human psychology, to panic and think, oh, this is connected, sell it. But so as you say, Bitcoin stock will then rebound Coinbase's stock will rebound very quickly, because fee generation will actually increase all of these companies love volatile markets. So the more volatile, the better. The banks that are already involved in crypto, they make more money that way, so they perform better.
Right. What could the traders do, the retail traders, the small, the average people, do to maximize the opportunity in your view, Chris? And when do you think all this hype, all this madness will calm down?
What should the retail traders do in Coinbase? I think stay clear of buying it at 500. Wait till it comes to a better level. If you want to buy put options or maybe small short trade, then perhaps think of it. If you're brave enough, if you understand what you're doing, that could be a strategy. Obviously, that's not my investment advice, and I'm certainly not doing that. So I'm staying well clear of the stock anyway. I prefer to stick to the actual cryptocurrencies. So looking at Bitcoin, again, I do have cash on the sidelines waiting for the pullback, which hasn't happened. So I haven't been 100% exposed in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and my portfolio. But I have to now start thinking that maybe 60,000 in Bitcoin is going to be the new base, and we start building from there. And the next targets are 70 and 80,000, and then eventually on to perhaps 100 at some point further out in this year. So that's really where my mindset is going. But it does come back to, again, I don't day trade. I'm a disaster at day trading. So I may as well just keep investing as I see dips. As I see a dip near support levels, I think that's a good entry point to run something, whether it might be 2 or 3 weeks or months, or actually for long term. So that's the way I prefer to trade it.
That's very simple and very efficient trading most times, Chris.
Yeah.
Support level, resistance level, fundamentals are sound. Go for it. Why not?
Exactly.
Now, are we going to see that aggressive pullback that not only us two talk about, many people talk about? I'm still waiting for it, and I don't think it happened yet. We saw tiny pullbacks, which if you compare them with the price rally, they are not real pullbacks. Yeah, they're just a tiny correction in a trend, in an uptrend. So when are we going to see this aggressive pullback, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So when we got up to, say, 60K the 3 times, the first time we pulled back immediately to 41.5K and then came back quite strongly. We then came off 59, 60K. We might even have broken through 60. We pulled back to about 51. Then we went up again and we pulled back to 56, I think it was. And now we've gone back up through... We've gone back up through 61 up to 64. And now the question is, does 60 become the new, because that was always a resistance level, does that become the support level? If we break that, then we trade back down to perhaps about 40, I believe. However, if we stay at 60, I think that's going to be a nice, good base for us to build on. And I don't want to see us shooting up to 70 very quickly. I prefer to see us staying around here and slowly building up again, because that's going to give me more confidence and everyone else more confidence to invest.
It makes a lot of sense. Look where we're at now. Yeah, we see it kind of ranging, and by the looks of it, it's getting ready to shoot up once again. Let's see what's going to happen. 64,113 on Bitfinex exchange this afternoon for 1 Bitcoin, guys. A few minutes, just 5-6 minutes ahead of the U.S. markets open, where we're going to see the Coinbase listing for the first time in its history. Now, what do we do until that pullback happens, Chris?
On Coinbase?
On Bitcoin?
On Bitcoin. Yeah, it's a tough one. So if you're already invested, I say stay invested. If not, if you're brave enough to keep putting on strategies, I think I'm looking, and can I buy at 65 just now, 64? I can't spend that last X% at the moment. If it comes to 60, yes, I'll probably put a bit more on, and I'll see what happens if we stay at 60. If we shoot up to 70, then hey, I've missed that opportunity, but that's fine because I'm already significantly exposed. So it's really about working out your probabilities. And that's the same with the Coinbase one. Look at the upside and the downside probabilities. How much money can you make in the upside if it's already going to be coming out at 500 or 520 in the next 4 or 5 minutes? The upside is very small, downside is significantly larger. So just trying to build a strategy around that sort of thinking.
Right, makes a lot of sense. Now, personally, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole right now, where it is. I would wait for a bit of a pullback if I want to enter long on Bitcoin at the current market price. But until we're going to see that pullback that we keep talking about, and it doesn't happen, we can trade responsibly, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's always the best way.
All right, Chris, thank you once again for being with us today and for finding the time, because I know how busy you are, especially in a day like this. And until next time we meet, trade responsibly, please.
It's been a pleasure again. I'll talk to you very soon. Cheers, Andrew.
Cheers, Chris. Right, Chris Thomas, everyone, head of digital assets at Swiss Code Bank. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're coming back live in a few seconds with the U.S. markets open, and we're going to see how Coinbase is doing after the listing. Stay tuned.
Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Boom, and we're live, beautiful people. Good afternoon, everyone. Do you know why the gym closed down, guys? Because it didn't work out. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe, and welcome, everyone, to our live stream. Let me know how you're doing in the comments box below, guys, and please remember to like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. This being said, let's see what is happening in the markets today, 14th of April, 2021, a historic day for Bitcoin, a historic day for the NASDAQ, and a historic day for Coinbase. But before that, the U.S. stock markets are seen trading lower today, with investors very cautious ahead of the bank's report at the start of the earnings season. JPMorgan gave the start to the earnings season today, posting strong gains in revenues and earnings, but its stock was down 1% roughly pre-markets open. Goldman Sachs and Wells Fargo, the other two big American banks that reported, also reported strong gains and revenue minutes ago. Oil prices push higher on the European trading session today, helped by the International Energy Agency joining the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries in raising its forecast for global oil demand this year by an average of 230,000 barrels a day from its March forecast. Crude oil inventories are also expected today at 5:30 PM GMT+3, which is exactly in 1 hour from now. The volatility on the US dollar remains high, with a number of Fed speakers, including the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, holding a press conference at an economic club in Washington. Johnson & Johnson has delayed the rollout of its COVID-19 vaccine outside the US after the US federal health agencies recommended pausing the use of the drug due to blood clotting worries. On the same note, Greece was expecting a shipment of Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and it was supposed to start vaccinating its people on Monday. This is the second vaccine after AstraZeneca's to have such issues, and may further delay the EU's vaccination program, which may in turn delay a return of economic normality. For example, Germany, guys, which has still vaccinated less than 25% of its population, extended its lockdown by another 3 weeks on Monday. And finally, guys, Bitcoin rallies to new record highs minutes ahead of Coinbase listing on the Nasdaq, trading as high as $64,500. US markets open coming up. Right. Good afternoon once again, people. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar. Then we move on to the earnings calendar, the charts of the day. We ring the bell at the US markets open, and we take it from there. What do you say? All right. So economic calendar today is quite busy, guys. We had a few announcements early in the morning. We had the Spanish CPI. Then we had a press conference from the European Central Bank. Okay, we had the EIA monthly report on the US dollar, labor productivity on the pound. Okay, and 2-3 announcements on the industrial production and we had one announcement in the Eurozone industrial production, and then we had another press conference from the ECB. Few minutes ago, we saw the export price and import price index on the US dollar coming out better than what economists were predicting. In 27 minutes from now, we're going to have ECB President Christine Lagarde holding a press conference, followed by the crude oil inventories and the Cushing crude oil inventories, guys. The volatility remains high in the afternoon for the US dollar, as at 1900 hours, GMT+3. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell will hold a press conference, and that's going to be followed by 3 FOMC members speaking from 2100 hours up to almost midnight, guys. Okay, quite a bit of volatility is expected on the US dollar. Now, it's the earnings season, guys. I keep talking about it since Monday, and today is the day when it happens. Let's have a quick look at the earnings calendar and see what the big boys did today. What did they report? Okay, we're looking at JPMorgan. Okay, reporting today earnings per share of $4.5 versus an expectation of only $3.06. And the revenue, guys, of $33.12 billion US dollars versus an expectation of only $30.46 billion. Wells Fargo also reported $1.05 earnings per share, almost double than what consensus was expecting. And in terms of revenue, we're looking at $18.6 billion versus an expectation of only $17.49 billion. Goldman Sachs, again, almost doubled, guys. We're looking at $18.6 earnings per share versus an expectation of $10.1. And in terms of revenue, we're looking at $17.70 billion. Yeah, versus an expectation of only $12.27 billion. We also had the First Republic Bank reporting $1.79 versus an expectation of $1.54 in earnings per share, and $1.13 billion versus an expectation of $1.09 billion. Now, tomorrow, guys, it's going to be a big day as well. We're going to have Bank of America reporting, PepsiCo, Citigroup, and Charles Schwab. Okay, as well as the U.S. Bancorp. So the big banks are giving the start of the earnings season. So far, we saw 4 out of 4 coming out green, better than what economists have predicted. Let's see what's going to happen next, guys. Now, we are already a few minutes into the U.S. trading session, guys. So I'm just going to skip the headlines of the day. I told you about the headlines of the day, but the focus today remains on Coinbase, Bitcoin, and the listing of the century, guys. So let's have a quick look at the charts of the day, and I'm going to focus... let's start with Coinbase. Coin is the ticker. Yeah, we see it right. Let's have a quick look. Now, it's not listed yet on at least on investing.com. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to try and search for it in... on another chart as well. But before that, let's have a quick look at crude oil WTI, guys, on a 60-minute chart. Trading this afternoon at $61.40. It took crude oil WTI 2 days, guys, to manage to trade above that 200 moving average, the red line that we see there. We see a gold cross to be formed very soon by the 200 and the 50 moving average, and that usually implies a great uptrend. we see the price moving above the 200 MA. That's the first sign. And then from the technical point of view, if we're looking at this dead cross to be formed, yet we can see the uptrend starting. Now, the question is where the uptrend will stop. In times like this, usually traders set their first take profit target somewhere there in that region. Okay, 63, 62 would be an interesting target, first take profit target for crude oil WTI, and the second would be $66.20, 25, 26 cents, somewhere there in that region. So basically, what are we looking to do, guys, in times like this? We're looking to ride this correction and hope for 100% correction from this price to the previous low, which can be seen in the left-hand side of the chart. Okay, this is what traders are waiting for right now, are hoping for right now. Let's have a quick look at the most traded currency pair in the world, guys. The euro versus the US dollar, 119.68 for the euro this afternoon. Very good rally on the European trading session. Very, very good rally today. RSI still pointing upwards. We might see a bit of a pullback. Yeah, considering that the price is trading at key resistance level. Yeah, and if you look towards the left-hand side, you can see the first two touch-ups of that resistance level. This is the third one. Let's see if this level will be broken. Then probably traders will move their take profit targets a bit higher yet towards the previous highs. But let's not forget, anything can happen on the markets, guys. So we might see the euro starting to range, okay, like it did here, before we see that breakout to the upside. Right, RSI is pointing upwards. It did not manage to enter the oversold territories for quite some time since it started the uptrend, since the 30th of March at noon. So let's see what's going to happen. Healthy uptrend so far on the euro versus the US dollar. Let's see what's going to happen from here. Right, quick look at the cable, guys. The pound is not doing as well as the euro. However, the pound, even though it pulled a bit lower during the European trading session, we can see a green engulfing candlestick right now. 137.88 for the pound versus the US dollar. We see a retest of that 200 moving average. If that level will be broken, then very, very likely traders will set their first take profit targets somewhere there, yeah, towards the 139.12 or somewhere in between. Yeah, if you wanna be cautious, guys, extra cautious, then you can ride the uptrend in two steps. Let's see what's happening with the USD JPY pair, which is continuing the downtrend. It started on the 30th of March at 2000 hours. Okay, no, on the 1st of, let's say on the 1st of April, it started the downtrend. It's still in a downtrend. It dropped on the European trading session. Today, we see a tiny correction. 109 flat for USD JPY with the RSI turning around. As you look at the RSI performance, guys, you can see the RSI has not reached the overbought levels for quite some time now. We see this dead cross formed there between the 50 and the 200 moving average, which usually indicates a continuation of the downtrend. Now, in times like this, we might see a retest to the upside of that 50 moving average, the yellow line that you see there, or even the 200 moving average, the red one. And after that, we might see a rejection, yeah, continuing with the downtrend. If you look carefully, I don't know how experienced you are in the markets, guys, we might see something that might look like a head and shoulders pattern there, which usually indicates a bit of selling power. Now, the Australian dollar rallied today on the European trading session, just like the euro, guys, and the pound as well. The pound moved to the upside as well. 0.7696 for the Aussie dollar. We see the RSI trading way up into the overbought levels. No red candlesticks can be seen for the last 8, 9, 10 hours. So a bit of a pullback might be expected from the Aussie dollar. Let's not forget, yeah, let's keep an eye on this resistance level there. Okay, so if this level will be broken and the candlesticks will settle above that line, then we might be looking for a continuation of the uptrend. Right, USD CAD, guys, today 125.52 for the USD CAD, trading still below the 200 moving average, indicating a bit of weakness in the US dollar. Okay, we see the RSI somewhere at 48%. Okay, somewhere in between overbought and oversold levels. Yeah, that usually implies more selling power on the markets. Let's see how the S&P 500 opened today, guys. Let's have a quick look. Right, we see a positive opening for the S&P. Quick look at the Dow. Right, very positive opening for the Dow Jones, guys. This is a 5-minute chart, so we can see how the Dow opened and how it moved in the last 10 minutes or so. Right, very positive opening for the Dow. So apparently the stock markets today in the US will do even better than yesterday. There's one thing on my mind though: this gap that we see there, okay, on the Dow Jones at the opening on Monday, and this gap that we see there on the S&P 500. Usually gaps are closed, guys. When is that going to happen? God knows. I was expecting it to happen sooner than that. Right. Quick look at the US dollar index, which is continuing the downtrend after the US markets open, trading at 91.703. Okay, we see the RSI turning around, not even making it to the 50% mark. Okay, where is it going to stop? Well, if you look at the charts like this, guys, on a 1-hour chart, okay, and you know your support resistance levels here from left to right, okay, then you might get an indication on where the price might stop. Okay, and you take it from there. What do we know? If the US dollar index goes down, what happens with gold price? Usually it should go up, guys. But what do we see today? Something we see on very, very rare occasions. Gold, even though it traded a bit higher, okay, it started dropping just before the US markets open. We see a retest of that 200 moving average, which gives me a bit of confidence, okay, to say that we might see gold futures trading a bit higher today. $1,739 for gold this afternoon. We can see the candlesticks retracting. So if I go on a 5-minute chart, there we go. Yeah, we can see the correction starting. Okay, this is a key level, of course, the red and the yellow line here, the 200 and the 50 MA. But if the price manages to trade above that, then we might see gold trading towards the 1750 and why not the 1800s once again. Now, silver, guys, very similar trajectory with gold's $25.34, 25,348 this afternoon for silver. Okay, we saw a negative opening a few minutes ago, but the candlesticks seem to be retracting. Yeah, we see a bit of a correction happening right now. It might be interesting to see where a long position might take us on silver futures. The good news is the price is trading above both trading moving averages, okay, which indicates a bit of buying power on the market. However, this double top here, I don't know what to say about it. Right, let's have a quick look at Tesla, guys, and see how Tesla is doing. Wow, tremendous performance for Tesla, $775.52 after the U.S. markets open. For Tesla, we see a positive opening. Okay, there we go. That was the opening. Now, is it going to trade higher or not? This is the question. And now everyone's favorite, guys. Get ready. Bitcoin, the mighty Bitcoin, $63,813 flat for Bitcoin this afternoon. We saw an amazing rally, which we didn't see for quite some time on other assets. Okay, followed by a double top up there. Okay, expect a bit of a pullback, guys, as many traders are cashing in the profits. Okay, many traders that entered with long positions around the 60,900, okay, or somewhere in that region, are probably now cashing out heavy profits. So expect a bit of a pullback. We might even see Bitcoin retesting that 50 MA around the 62,519.9. Okay, the RSI is pointing downwards. The trend is healthy, however. Okay, let's see. Where do we take it from here? Right, Ethereum, guys, created a new record high today. 2,367.34 is the current market price. Just like Bitcoin, yeah, we see a bit of a double top there, a bit of a pullback after an amazing rally that we saw on the markets today. Right, let's not forget, guys, crude oil inventories will happen in less than 1 hour from now. Let's have a quick look at the economic calendar and see what's expected from consensus. Yeah, we see a draw of 2.889 million expected. Let's see what's going to happen. And looking at the technical analysis once again, guys, we see the crude oil moving above both moving averages. There is potential to the upside. Right, this was it from my side today, guys. Keep an eye on the charts. Keep an eye on technical analysis. And join me again tomorrow for a new round of market talks. And until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.